TESDA. And before we continue, let me direct the Committee Secretary to acknowledge your resource persons.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. For the briefing on the FY 2026 proposed budget of the Department of Labor and Employment and attached agencies, namely the National Conciliation and Mediation Board or NCMB, National Labor Relations Commission or NLRC, National Wages and Productivity Commission or NWPC, Professional Regulation Commission or PRC, and Technical Education and Skills Development Authority or TESDA. From the Department of Labor and Employment, we have the Secretary Bienvenido Laguesma, together with USEC Warren Miklat, USEC Carmela Torres, Assistant Secretary Leonard Constantine Serrano, Assistant Secretary Amorfina Reyes, OIC Assistant Secretary Maria Consuelo Bacay, OIC Assistant Secretary Adeline Castro, Director Patrick Patriwerawan Jr., Director Arturo Alfonso Herbosa, Director Alvin Corrada, Director Lailani M. Reynoso. For the NCMB, we have the Executive Director Maria Teresita Laksamana Cancho. For NLRC, we have the Chairperson Grace Maniquistan. For NWPC, we have the Executive Director Maria Criselda C. For PRC, we have Chairperson Charito Zamora. For the TESDA, we have Secretary Jose Francisco or Kiko Benitez, together with DDG Vidal Villanueva III, DDG Nelly Nita Deliera, DDG Felizardo Calambo, DDG Galo Glino III, and DDG Avelino Tolentino III. For the ILS, we have the OIC Deputy Executive Director, OIC DED Miraluna Takadaw. We have also requested the presence of Employees Compensation Commission or ECC and Occupational Safety and Health Center. For ECC, we have Executive Director Kaima Villa Velasquez. And for OSHC, we have Executive Director Jose Maria Batino. For DBM and COA, for DBM, we have Director Benjalet Zuniga, Ms. Josephine Mendoza, Mr. Richard Amborgo, and Ms. Clarina Flores. For COA, we have Ms. Mary Ann Monta, Ms. Aslea Mambuay, Attorney Glyza Dimapiles de Lapo, and Ms. Lilibeth Lanuza. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Comsec, and I welcome Secretary Ledesma and Secretary Benitez. Parang kayo lang yata ang agency na may dalawang secretary, no? 2-in-1. I think in all of the agencies that we heard their budget, parang ngayon lang ako nagkaroon ng chance to encounter 2 secretaries. Kaya ibig sabihin ng DOLE, ang pinakamagaling na agency, 2 secretary, di ba? Iba, isa lang, sa inyo, 2. But I welcome Secretary Ledesma and Secretary Benitez to this budget briefing. And before we continue, let me direct the Secretary to insert into the records the statement of Senator Raffy Tulfo as requested. Unfortunately, he is on official trip. I believe he's in the international or interparliamentary union in Europe, which is happening also at this time. So he requested the committee to insert his opening statement, and let me direct his ComSec to do so. At the same time, we are of receipt of a excuse letter from ED Jeanette Damo of the Institute of Labor Studies, Secretary. And as a matter of procedure and practice, we always require the head of agency to present their budget. Alam niyo na ito, no? Both in the House and also in the Senate. So because of his of her inability to be here with us, we will defer the budget and we will coordinate with ILS for another time to for them to present their budget here in the Senate. So we will just coordinate with them. But it's been a tradition that we have been practicing here in the Senate, that the head of agency should be here to personally present their budget, no? And also defend their budget for that matter. So with that, we could now proceed to the presentation of budget of the Department of Labor and Employment, and we recognize Secretary Ledesma to present their budget.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Honorable Chairman and distinguished members of the Senate Finance Committee, fellow workers in government, magandang umaga po. Una sa lahat ay taus-pusong pasasalamat sa paanyaya at pagkakataon na ipresenta at ipaliwanag ang proposed 2026 budget ng DOLE. Kasama po ang inyong mga nabanggit na senior officials ng DOLE, heads ng attached agencies, bureaus at services upang tumulong na sumagot sa inyong mga katanungan at ang mga miyembro ng committee. Bukas din po kami, Mr. Chairman, at handa na tanggapin ang inyong mga gabay, mungkahi at panukala tungo sa higit na maayos at mabuting pagpapatupad ng aming mga programa at proyekto kaugnay po sa pondong ilalaan sa DOLE for 2026. Mr. Chairman, ang Department of Labor and Employment po, like any other institution or agency, is not perfect. But let me assure this honorable committee that we are committed to perform our mandates professionally, properly, promptly, and efficiently in the delivery of public service. This said, Mr. Chairman, may I request that Yusek Warren Miklat, the head of our General Administration and Financial Services, be recognized to present our 2026 proposed budget. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Secretary. We recognize you, Sec. Miklap.
With the permission of the Honorable Chair, good morning. Today we will present the key highlights and major thrust of the Department of Labor and Employment, as well as the Department's proposed 2026 budget, which is strategically designed to support our priorities and ensure that the implementation of our programs and projects meaningfully contributes to the realization of a bagong Pilipinas, one that delivers and guarantees a matatag, maginhawa, at panatag na buhay for every Filipino. The next slide, our presentation will focus on the following. Number 1, context and structure of the DOLE. Number 2, labor and employment situation. Number 3, pressing challenges affecting the labor and employment sector. Number 4, key accomplishment this year as well as its corresponding targets for 2026. And 5th, our proposed budget for next year. On the next slide shows the overarching national development agenda that binds the department's shared aspirations and sectoral strategies. The LEP, or Labor and Employment Plan, is anchored on national and global commitments. It is aligned with the Philippine Development Plan, or PDP, the Trabaho para sa Bayan Plan, or the TPDP, our long-term vision under Ambition Natin 2040, which is matatag, maginhawa, panatag na buhay, and the Sustainable Development Goals. As we always highlight, the DOLE remains steadfast in carrying out 3 core mandates, focusing on promoting gainful employment, protecting workers' rights and welfare, and maintenance of industrial peace. If we are able to effectively perform our mandate, we hope to contribute in the medium term by creating a more enabling environment for both local and foreign workers, leading to better job creation and work opportunities. This is also an environment where rights are respected and where social protection is accessible, reliable, and responsive to the needs of our workers. In the end, we want to have fair and just relations between our social partners. And if we are able to realize these particular results, we can contribute in the President's socio-economic agenda on reducing poverty, increasing equality, contributing to decent income, and in general, promoting inclusive and sustainable growth. The next slide presents that the Philippine labor market continues to show positive outlook. Labor force participation and employment rates continue to rise, while unemployment and underemployment have steadily declined. The shift from vulnerable to wage and salary employment indicates improving job quality, although much remains to be done to sustain these gains. Youth employability has improved, but we still need stronger full-cycle employment programs, linking education, training, and work experience. The next slide, despite notable gains, the Philippine labor and employment landscape continues to face persistent challenges and emerging opportunities requiring adaptive and forward-looking policies. Number 1, job or skills mismatch and employment mobility. Number 2, just transition amidst climate change, technological advancement, trade liberalization, and geopolitical tension. 3, groups in vulnerable situations. Fourth, job insecurity. Fifth, governance of emerging forms of employment. Six, productivity and wage linkage. Seven, promotion and maintenance of industrial peace for harmonious labor management relations. Eight, demographic shifts and local migration. Nine, gaps on inclusive and equitable social protection. And 10, emerging and evolving public and occupational safety and health risks. We now proceed with a slide on key accomplishments and targets. Given the programs of the department, we now present our key accomplishments for this year along with the targets for 2026 across the different priorities area. The next slide, with the budget allocated to us, we were able to maintain the following accomplishments in promoting employment opportunities and developing human resources, majority of which exceeded our set targets. These major contributions include the technical vocational education and training or TVET systems, including course curricula, teaching competencies, skills, and professional standards and assessment. Certification and licensing are being comprehensively and continuously upgraded. Second, the administration of licensure examinations by the Professional Regulation Commission or PRC is now more efficient and accessible. Next slide. In expanding access to employment opportunities, notable accomplishments of the department are: number one, implementation of programs to promote youth employability. Number two, the holding of job fairs in various areas nationwide has also been intensified. Number three, labor market information to facilitate matching of labor demand and supply. The next slide, we have achieved the following accomplishments in protecting and promoting the rights and welfare of the workers. Number one, we continue to review the minimum wage mechanism in a manner that is responsive to the needs of the workers. Number two, we revise our labor inspection strategy to increase coverage and improve effectiveness. We have also given more focus and resources to occupational safety and health. And fourth, we provide technology and facility assistance, particularly to MSMEs to help in value chain upgrading. On the next slide, the DOLE continues to provide social protection to vulnerable and disadvantaged workers through emergency employment programs, livelihood programs, and employees' compensation benefits. We remain committed in eliminating the child labor and forced labor incidences in the country, hence our program, Child Labor and Elimination Program. The next slide, we expand our labor management education programs and ensure genuine sectoral representation in various tripartite bodies for consensus-based decision-making. The next slide, our labor justice system continues to function efficiently, ensuring fastest, fairest, free, and easy access with prompt and high disposition rates. Mandatory conciliation mediation as a preferred approach in setting disputes continues to gain greater acceptance. Here are the department's accomplishments in terms of settlement and disposition rate, as well as the monetary awards we have provided for each approach under conciliation mediation and case management. The next slide. Next slide. We will now go to the 2026 proposed budget of the Department of Labor and Employment under the 2026 National Expenditure Program. The next slide shows that our proposed budget is 44.382 billion, and this will support the operations of the department's Office of the Secretary, 6 attached agencies, 17 regional offices, which includes Negros Island region. It is noted that in this figure, it is not the automatic appropriations in the total amount of 0.998 million is not included, but it pertains to retirement and life insurance premium, 0.637 million or 637,000, and the special voluntary arbitration fund, 0.361 million or 261,000. The next slide shows the budget of the department with the Office of the Secretary and the 6 attached agencies. TRISDA, being the highest, got 45% or 19.96 billion, followed by OSEC, that's 19.29 billion or 43%, followed by PRC, 2.5 billion or 6%,